Oh, turn down the volume, turn down the volume, turn down the volume. Nap, nap. Boom, boom, doom, dun, 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 dun. How's that? A bit of a throwback. It's not even Thursday. I'll give you that one for free. Oh, but I did sing. It's just water. I'm not getting drunk on a Tuesday, which is when I am streaming this. It is Tuesday, May 19th. Dark moon in Aries will be void, of course, for a bunch of hours. And then we'll be going into dark moon in Taurus for the next couple of days. And then new moon in Gemini on Friday. Yay. Hi. I know. I gave us a little 90s pump up the volume with a twist. Yeah, this is my co-star today, Joy Behar. Joy Behar. Say hi, Joy. Hi, Joy. 2011. Usually, a lady doesn't reveal her age, but she's a liberated bear woman, whatever. Fee bear, I don't know what that word is. Hi, hi, hi. Yeah, I'm tired. This is only my second of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos I'm doing today, right? 1, 2, then I've got the 3 zodiacs I want to get done today. I'm doing Cancer, Leo, Virgo, the soulmate reads. And then, yeah, I'll probably stream tonight, but we'll see. So that's 6. Plus, I want to get some more editing done on the meditation. I hope you're all checking out the meditation videos that I've been putting out. They're really good stuff. They're good stuff. There's a playlist, Meditations, I think it's called, Prayer and Practice. That's the one that has all of the edited stuff from Vimeo from the past couple of years. So I'm here. I'm queer. Hopefully you're used to me by now. And I'm tired, but I'm resisting the temptation to get wired on caffeine because Lord knows that's what I have in the house. I have alcohol in the house, but it's not going to wake me up. That's not going to wake me up. So it's just 11 a.m. now. We always try and jump in a little bit early because we're going to talk about what we need for the Dark Moon Survival Guide, regardless of when you are watching this, what moon it is. Good morning, Donna. Buenos dias, Malenka, my love. The divine Miss M. Oh, the divine Miss M. Yes, and binge watching Bette Midler, anything is probably a good idea for any phase of the moon, let alone dark. Stay hydrated. That's another one. During dark moon, in case you have the feels, the emotions, you may want to make sure you're hydrated when they cry through you. And I think particularly what we're going to talk about today for our dark moon survival guide is probably more for the empaths, the emotionally sensitive, the divine feminines, the receptives. Selenite's hopeful. Just walk around like this, people will leave you alone. I'm empathic, back off. Your rays cannot affect me, no. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wim Hof breath will be helpful. You always remind me of Wim Hof. I've already done like, what, 18 rounds this morning. I was up. I was actually considering not doing this stream today and doing the daily reads later. Now I'm doing daily reads Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So the Friday will be a weekend read. But I was up before my alarm, so I actually went to bed so late last night that I mean, I was in bed. Let's see, I finished it here at 12. I was in bed like maybe 12:30, not bad, right? Half hour later after signing off. but I couldn't sleep. I was just, the guides were talking to me all night long, and they gave me another mystical. But let's just say they let me experience the quantum entanglement with my soulmate, my happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual soulmate. Don't know who. Well, I have an idea who he was, but I don't want to even speculate on that. But it was very intense. How long does dark moon last? Dark moon. Good morning, Mari. Dark moon are the 3 days before new moon. That's how you know. So if you think of the menstrual cycle and you think of new moon as ovulation, what are the 3 days before ovulation like, ladies? I'll leave you to answer that offline if you like. Of course, having a kitty cat angel pillow is very helpful for any phase of the moon. Yeah. Yeah. There you have it. Hey, D. Good morning, D. Good morning, Hansel. So yeah, I'm a little tired. Also, keep in mind this time around, we also have that Saturn retrograde going on, and Venus retrograde, and Pluto retrograde, and Jupiter retrograde. So it's a little draggy, and it's okay. But these are the things we're going to talk about. These are the things. These are the things. These are the things. These are the things we're made of. I'm keeping with my drinking game challenge for myself. Oh, I have drag fans handy too. I don't think they're as essential for dark moon, but they do make life more flamboyant, I suppose. You know what I need, though? Come here. My lips are a little chappy. Not horribly so, but just a little chappy. Use a little of this. Lip balm. You brought the baby a balm? Did you say dark moon is 3 days before new moon? New moon. Yes, 3 days before new moon, which is on Friday. That's why we are in dark moon right now, because Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I mean, I have the calendar here. I can give you specific. But if you watch my my daily reads, which hit usually 10 a.m. Every day, they post automatically because I get up early to do them, and then I go back to bed times. Yeah. New moon is at 1:39 p.m. on Friday. So figure 1:39 p.m. today will officially be there. But hey, why wait? We are still in Aries now. So technically we will be in dark moon in Aries. The moon goes void, of course, for 33 p.m., which is lovely. We're getting a little bit of a break, a lunar break, void, of course. Then the moon will go into Taurus tonight at 10 p.m. Of course, this is all Eastern Daylight Time. Tomorrow, the sun goes into Gemini. Yay. You know how I am about Geminis, schizos of the zodiac. But then the moon will go void, of course, 4:01 a.m. on Friday, and 9:36 a.m. Will go into Gemini. So technically we will be in dark moon in Gemini until 1:39 p.m. Right. So there's your numbers. Yes. Oh, that's okay, honey. Don't worry about it. I mean, please. I can't look. I want everyone to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise with everything that we're going on. But I do want people to go back to their offices so they can stop draining all of the bandwidth. It took, okay, these soulmate reads that I'm doing, 30 minutes, 37 minutes, I think was the longest one. A 37-minute video yesterday took 3 hours to upload. It might have even been longer than that. I lost count at one point. And I decided to get frustrated because that was part of the thing of making peace with time, right? Sometimes you just gotta wait, right? You just gotta chill out. So I did, but still, it's like it's not great. It's not great. Just saying. Love the bear. Oh, that's Joy Bearhar, my co-host on the Not So View. Oh, snuggly wuggly. I'm gonna really have an interesting time with these videos today. The 3 recorded ones. The soulmate reads are really good. I changed them up. I always change them up. I think my guides changed them up. That I'm still doing divine feminine, divine masculine, angel card, right? Drawing virtue, healing angel, healing with the angels. But then I'm doing simple timeline, past, present, future. Daughters of the Moon, Mythic Tarot, Whisper of Love, and then Matt Kahn Healing Mantra card. So it's 13 cards total, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, 13 cards. Because I'm trying to keep them brief because the upload times are so ridiculous. And is that YouTube's fault? Some people have told me, yes, YouTube could expand their this and that. And other people saying, no, that's just internet traffic. That's how it is. It's slow everywhere. So I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I don't have kids. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine having kids, for starters. I can't imagine having kids, and because that would mean I'd have to do it. No offense, ladies, but it's not my thing. You're so happy I'm gay. I know you are. You are so. I mean, some of you, there are some women on Facebook that the thirst is real. And I'm like, no, trust me. Trust me. So much better off with me being gay and a spiritual teacher than me being all like weird and gross. Yeah. No. We got 2 minutes. Look, I did math. We'll make our wish, and then we will say our prayer, and then my dining room table, and then we'll talk about this. And this is in a sense a seminar. Seminars aren't lectures. Seminars are where people share information. So we can all kind of share what it is that is what's in your survival guide for dark moon. But if you're new to the concept, you can certainly use this dark moon as an experiment. Now, it's going to be dark moon mostly in Taurus, so that's going to kind of affect things physically, right? Element of earth. Doesn't matter what sign you are. And keep in mind, it's 11:10. We're almost there. I wish for more lip balm. No, that's not my wish. Yeah, ack-a-cack, pick it back up and you fall on your back. Ack-a-cack, boom, cack, boom, sure you don't stop. You're going to go ahead and do that job. Work a fan. Oh, 11:11, make a wish. So motivate. And so it is. Okay. Grab a pillow, grab the stuffed animal, grab a real animal if they're compliant, and take a few deep breaths. Dearest God, Goddess, all that is, we surrender this time spent together to do, because you who sent us are directing us, and we are content to go wherever you wish, knowing that you go along with us and that we will be healed as you teach us to heal. Please show us what you would have us do, where you would have us go, what you would have us say, and to whom in this conversation, whether through prayer or through chat or through conversation in general, that we may understand, to the extent we can understand, what we need about this ending of the moon phase cycle of dark moon, that we may be properly prepared for whatever may dawn at the new moon in Gemini, and that we may be the best that we can be and do the best that we can do and fulfill our roles in the divine plan for the well-being of all the way, all the way, all the way through, and all the way, all the way, all the way home, for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. So, look, not everybody has entrained themselves to the cycles of the moon. I have. It's just part of being a witch, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, not every witch does that. It's fine. I did, though. I learned about entraining through the book Mists of Avalon by Marion Zimmer Bradley, which I read back in college, back in the 80s. Very, very thick book. I had it in paperback. It was at least that thick. So it's been a boon to me mostly. It's been a blessing to me as an empath. The moon is my mother. I mean, the earth is my mother too, but I really, like Mother Moon, Diana, I was born on a Pisces moon. So I have that strong empathic thing because of that. I was chosen to incarnate as a Pisces moon empath, divine feminine, blah, blah, blah. So keeping an eye on the moon is like keeping an eye on the tides if you live on the water, or if you're a sailor, or however that works, right? So not just the signs of the moon, but the phases are important for timing. I mostly used it for years in terms of spell work, right? Because magic is more emotionalist for me. So, you know, keeping track of what sign the moon is in, phase the moon is in, you'll notice that a lot of the streams that I do here are based on just as a guideline, right? We talk about whatever, but also as an empath, how the moon pulls the tides. It also pulls people's emotions. So there's a difference between a dark moon in Aries, which we had last month, and a dark moon in Taurus, which we have this month, even though we'll get a little bit of that dark moon in Aries today. And then next month, it'll be a dark moon in Gemini. So whatever the new moon is this cycle will be the dark moon next cycle. So you can prep for it a little bit. But here's the thing. For years, I used this knowledge to avoid the emotional stuff empathically, which I guess I needed to do considering I was not just running Drawing the Circle. I was also running the Silver Broom Ministries, at least the public relations part and the classes and teaching and all that public stuff and doing readings face-to-face. So I kind of needed to, hi Karen, I kind of needed to keep that all in balance. So sure, there were times when I would avoid and escape and bypass those harder emotions to deal with. But then again, we weren't in a global crisis quite the way we are right now. So I accept my role as a master empath, incarnating into this time, being chosen to come into this time in this mission to help clear the empathic energy fields by allowing emotion to pass through me. But that doesn't mean it has to be brutal 24/7.
So brutal.
So Nathan Detroit, right? It does absolutely mean that there are things that I can do to survive this in a way that is easier on me. Running in and out of the room, homeschool. Yeah, I'd like to. So here's the thing: the snuggle aspect, the tired aspect. Remember, part of that is most likely contribute to a Saturn going retrograde. It said it's just slow down to near stop, right? Stuff we have to do: brush your teeth, wash your hair, right? Wash your hands, put on a mask. You know what I mean. Eat healthy as you can. I'm forsaking pizza for a couple of days. I'm getting my Peapod order on Thursday. So I have some soup left over. I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of a dietary detox. A really good time to do any kind of detox is good to do in the dark of the moon, because it is about the letting go, the dissolution, the releasing, right? I do hear what you are saying to deal with emotions. Yeah. So to cry when you need to cry, but to really get that, if I witness the emotions coming through me, it's different than identifying with the emotions that are moving through me. It's subtle, but it's Eckhart Tolle. That's where I originally learned that from. And really, I'm not kidding. Go watch the meditation videos that I put up on YouTube. Otherwise, you have to pay on Vimeo to watch the whole. And they are edited. They are edited. They are edited. Like I had to edit out every F-bomb. There's huge chunks of lecture missing from them. Some of them are 2 or 3 hour workshops that I've really cut down drastically. But go watch them. The ones on the Grace curriculum are wonderful. They're really good. Like as I'm editing, I'm like, I don't even remember doing this. Spirit really works through me. They're good. And they're free for you guys, so I highly recommend it. Hold on, I'm getting messages here. Nope. Okay. Okay. Nope. I keep getting message pop-ups. Yeah. So and of course, like any kind of so look, this is called like Dark Moon Survival Guide. So physical comfort, particularly Dark Moon in Taurus, but I'm going to say for any Dark Moon in any sign, right? Your physical comfort. But what does it mean to be comfortable? Does it just mean to take to your bed and not leave for 3 days? Well, who gets to do that? I mean, unless you're in a medical institution, you don't really get to do that, right? So, you know, gentle stretching. Like I do sun salutes. Like I do sun salutes. That's my yoga practice. But as a dancer, I can do dance warm-ups for hours because I used to. That sort of training doesn't leave you. Oh, and my friend Lillian Carter, if you friend her, if any of you are dancers and want to, she's calling it a badass dance class. She's amazing. She was my roommate for years in Boston. We lived in a studio apartment, so we loved each other. She's another one of the Cancerian women in my life. Go check her out. She's doing that on Wednesday, right? Yeah, so tomorrow she's doing a Zoom thing. Lillian Carter, she's amazing. I love her still. I will always love her. She's one of my dearest friends. And she knew me back when my spiritual awakening was full force and had to live with me while I was spontaneously channeling the great gods and all that kind of stuff. It was nuts. But so, yeah, you know, it doesn't mean total lethargy. You might, for some people, because we all have different nervous systems, you might be experiencing it as volatility in terms of anger, right? And with anger, the idea is give it a creative outlet, right? Particularly in Taurus. Taurus has 2 modes, stop and charge. It bypasses go. It just goes straight. It's like sublimation from ice to fire, right? Stop to charge, right? So writing, singing, not just the artistic creative expressions, but, you know, cooking, although you might not want to put that vibe in your food, but, you know, if you're chopping broccoli, that's very specific. Saturday Night Live reference. Oh. But what you really don't want to do is sublimate, suppress through drugs and alcohol. Now, I understand if you're on meds. Oh, my God, take your meds. Oh, my God, take your meds, take your meds, take your meds. Please, 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 please. But you really don't want to push this stuff down for a couple of reasons. I don't like that word, but I'll use that word. Number one, it's going to come up again eventually. If it's your own personal stuff and it's tied to your immune system and your nervous system and your cell tissue and your ancestral patterning, it's just going to come up at another time. You might as well do it when the moon is helping you to do it, right? The second is if you repress it, it goes into your subconscious mind and then into the unconscious mind, which is the collective unconscious, and then it could pop up through somebody else doing something very heinous who doesn't know how to handle the energy. So here's the thing. If you're feeling it, it's safe to feel it. Just don't act on it. You're never given more than you can handle. I know, it's an annoying truth, but it's the truth, right? She's chopping broccoli. Okay, Donna, for someone your age, you know the references. I love that. I love that. So just be careful with the repression. Now, look, if you need a break and someone offers you something recreational, well, I'm not going to judge you. You do what you got to do, right? I don't have access. So I am hard. I mean, a friend of mine was just horrified that I had no recreationals to help me through this. And I'm like, I know, but I'm feeling kind of badass superhero about it, right? It was a Scorpio too, the Scorpio empath. And they're like, how are like you? I might as well said, yeah, every day I set my hair on fire and run around the house and set off the smoke alarms, right? That's how alarmed he was. He's like, you're out of your mind. How are you doing this? This time was made for Michelob, so to speak. I almost had a song lyric there, but I avoided it. Oh, your parents educated you. Well, they did a wonderful job. She's chopping broccoli. Oh, Dana Carvey. He was so cute. He kind of still is. But you see, that's the thing. The men that I am attracted to, I mean, as much as I loved when D put up those, was it D? You put up those, that pass the brush, that goth thing. Oh, those men were beautiful. But, you know, it would never work. It would never work. First of all, they're too young for me. The one I like lives in Spain, and I love Spanish men, but they're in Spain. I'm not even going to Stop and Shop. I'm certainly not going to Spain during this. Plus, his mother probably wouldn't like me. They rarely do. What are you going to do? He does what for a living? Yeah, how old is he? Yeah, that's not going to go out. What language does he speak? Como se dice? So it's the man with the sense of humor. So by all means, to me, there's nothing wrong with taking a Netflix binge. Apparently, Amy Schumer is now doing a TV show on Food Network because she doesn't know how to cook, and her husband's teaching her how to cook because she is married and has a baby now. My mom told me about it, and my mom is texting me, and I can tell she's laughing hysterically because I don't know how my mom can convey that she's laughing hysterically, but she's laughing hysterically. So yeah, I didn't watch them yet. I have the one from last night on DVR. I'll watch the others on demand. But you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, that was your doing. Good, thank you. Keep them coming. I love beautiful men. Duh. Oh, and by the way, that picture I posted last night on Instagram is now my profile picture, and men have been making inappropriate suggestions to me, but you know what? That's okay. If they're on lockdown too, I get it. I get it. But one of them was actually really nice. He was really kind. He's like, I don't want to offend you, but you're really, really handsome. I'm like, oh, why, darling, offend me as much as you like. If that's, but one guy was like, can I get a preview of what's further south or whatever he said? I was like, yeah, after dinner and a movie, maybe, honey. I'm a Virgo. I don't give it away. This ain't the 90s. This isn't an AOL chat room. And by the way, I'm on Scruff. That's where that's for. I just don't like that they do. I don't mind that they do it. I just don't like that they do it on Facebook. Ugh, on Facebook. I'm sure he's a nice guy. But really, Mari, you posted the funniest thing. I think it was ex-offender. Yes. Crazy fool on a bender. I know, it's a different song. Mari, you posted a picture, I believe it was Catherine Zeta-Jones. Do you know the one that I'm talking about? When you give a guy a chance and he treats you like you're, yeah, there was a touch of that in that. I mean, I don't want to go all hubris all of a sudden. I'm not that kind of girl. Yeah. Let's just leave that one there. So back to the topic. So think of what you go through, ladies, when you are, I hate that they call it that time of the month, right? When you are premenstrual, right? The emotions that come up. Now, Eckhart Tolle talks about the feminine pain body, that if you can be present with that stuff and not medicate it, that you're actually helping to alleviate the pain of all women everywhere throughout time. Well, I don't get that physiologically, but man, do I get it empathically. That's why, look at it this way. Once you entrain yourself to the moon, right? You tune yourself to the cycles of the moon. There are 28 days in a moon cycle. Sound familiar, right? So at least you're working with the flow of nature. Now, this is part of being a witch, in my opinion. The 13 principles of belief in witchcraft is the first one. We seek to attune ourselves with the cycles of nature marked as the phases of the moon and the seasonal quarters and cross quarters. I think that's almost verbatim, which is a miracle for me, right? Have been difficult this past year or so. So that's the thing. You see, you say my PMS emotions, but they're not your emotions entirely. You see, that's the empathic piece. Why dark moon can be so treacherous, but so powerful. Because it's not just like regurgitation. You're actually alchemizing the lead to gold. You're actually healing. And you're building an energetic infrastructure within you so that you are able to handle more light. Now, I do not mean that light of love and light. I'm so over love and light, thoughts and prayers, so over it. No, I'm talking the light of truth, the light of divine power, that light of healing, that thing, so that when the gods move through you, you feel them. You get to feel the heights of ecstasy and bliss, which, you know what happens when somebody downloads the heights of ecstasy and bliss and they're not ready for it? They go crazy. They become unbalanced. It's called manic, right? So as far down as you go is as far high up as you can go. That's how it is. I didn't write that, right? It's really, really hard work. But what do you expect men to do it? I'm like what? One of small genre of look, I have to only imagine, I don't know this is for true, I don't know if this is true, but I would think that the majority of divine feminines on the planet are female. I don't know, call me crazy, but I would have to think 80%, right? Well, then you've got the other, and I don't know that that's accurate. I don't know that that's even true. But I'm one of that 20% of the divine feminine men. And they're not all gay, by the way. There are plenty of heterosexual divine feminine men. Rich Lopp, if you follow Rich Lopp on YouTube, he's a reader. He self-admitted divine feminine, and he's so cute. I love Southern men, but he's got a girlfriend and he's straight, so whatever. It's his problem, not mine. I'm such a girl. I love it though. So, you know, this is spiritual practice time, and think of what everybody's going through on the planet. You want to do service. You don't want to be, see, that's the thing. I don't have to be out on the front lines. I don't have to be an external, a yang essential worker. I'm a yin essential worker. I am doing my part. And you know what? We're probably not going to get a parade. When have we ever? Right? We get Mother's Day. Right? I'm not even technically a mother. I'm symbolically a mother. Right? Well, but this is the rising of the divine feminine. You want to see more feminine empowerment on the planet? This is the alchemy. This is the alchemy. Transform some of the lead, the emotional baggage, not just your own, but that of all of life. And if you're a witch, I think it just comes with. Isn't that right, Joy? Yes. Yeah. There. Yeah, I know. I like Rich. But I had to stop watching all the other readers because that's all I was doing. I was like, no, I am a reader. Get to work. So I unsubscribed from all of them. I just have to. It's too much of a distraction. And Mari, I bet you know why. Yeah. So here's the thing. As hard as this stuff is, like last night, we had a really, really good talk on twin flames, right? Twin flame soulmates and all of that. We're going to put that aside for a little bit. I think we covered the topic enough that people can find it. I actually have those links in the soulmate reads, and I will continue putting them in the soulmate, the twin flame, and the path of true love reads. But last night I could not sleep. Even though I was physically tired, I hate this word, psychically awake. Like it wasn't just third eye, it was like everything. And I could feel the archangels in the room with me. Like I can't see them with my eyes open. I could see them with my third eye. I say to them, if you show up with my eyes open, what are we going to do? We're going to call 911 is exactly what we're going to do. It's like, there's an archangel in my house, which means they will come with the jackets and the meds, and then this will no longer be an issue. No. So I laid down in bed. My cat snuggled in with me. I did some breath work. I tried to relax. I said to them, guys, I have to work in the morning, and like, stop. They said, stop fighting against time. And they gave me an experience, an empathic experience of my soulmate. And I don't mean my mother. I mean my happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract partner. Now, I did get clairvoyant images, but it was made very clear to me this isn't what he really looks like. This is what he feels like he looks like. And to say it was reminiscent of Jason Momoa is, I think, a fair thing to say, but was not Jason Momoa, because I am not crossing Lisa Bonet. I'm pretty sure she would cut you with a broken Coke bottle. Just saying. I'm pretty sure she would. She would take those braids and strangle you in your sleep. I really like Lisa Bonet, though. Angel Heart. I mean, I know she was a Huxtable, but once she did Angel Heart, if you have not seen Angel Heart, I mean, it's not the best movie ever made, but she's really good at it, just saying. Um, oh my God, I feel the same. I think my angels know if I actually see them. Tinkle, then scream. Yeah, no, they know. They know. I've had that. I saw them when I was a child, and it freaked me out so badly that I made them swear. Now there are days where I'd be like, "Can you show yourself a little bit, like a little pinky toe?" And then this gigantic. Never mind. But the thing is I felt him last night. He exists. He's in a body, and he spooned me. Well, he didn't fork me. He didn't knife me. He spooned me, and I was the baby spoon, the little spoon, which never happens. But he was a divine masculine, and I felt him. I felt his warmth. I felt his body heat. It was very empathic. Now, how? It was lovely, and I'm telling you, if it was my imagination. Yeah, my imagination is good. Like, I had no idea. But how could I do that? How? And I will turn that into a meditation that I will record live, because I've never done that thing in any of the past meditations. I will get that up on YouTube eventually. I'll find a way to replicate that. Absolutely. I take what works for me and I share it. I want to do it a few more times so I nail the process, so to speak. But the warmth, the things that he said to me. And then when I said, don't tell me who you are, but have we met? He said, if I tell you that, you're going to figure out who I am, which means yes. And then I was like, you're not farm boy. He says, I'm not allowed to tell you anything more than that. And I was like, okay, my imagination would at least run with that in 100 different directions. So it was a thing. How was I able to do that? I had the scaffolding for it. How did I get the scaffolding for that? The infrastructure, the circuitry to be able to do that? By loving what rises, by dealing with the emotions that are coming up through me, understanding that 2% of them maybe are mine, the other 98% are all of life, going back through time. Who knows where it's coming from? Who cares? But learning how to love myself. Come here, snickerdoodle. Come on. Come on, Milky Head. Give me that chow. So cute. Every time I empath Milky, or all I feel like, chuggies, like chuggies. Lives for them. He's not coming. Come on. Yes. Cheer now. And when I woke up from the empathic experience, surrounded by black cats. Like, they knew. They were like, Daddy was here. It's like, yeah, your daddy was here. He's a daddy. I don't know if he's older or younger. I don't know if he's bald or hairy or what gender. I mean, he had darker skin, but maybe he just had a good tan. None of that matters. They weren't going to give me, they're not going to let me know who it is. Why? Because if I know who it is, the ego is going to run with that and be so impatient, and it's going to grind my gears into a fine dust. Right? Yeah. Now I'm FYIing to know the answer. I know, dying, not FYI. Gotcha. Well, but that's the thing. That's the impatience of the ego, where the soul already knows. It's the ego that is afraid, that doesn't want. So what do? All right. I love the one who is afraid. Let the one who is afraid feel afraid. Do the inner child work. Breathe. But during dark moon is when this stuff becomes its darkest, which means usually its heaviest flow. Like from progressive? Yeah. Right? Well, but here's the thing about impatience, darling. Let yourself be impatient. It's not going to matter whether you repress the impatience or feel the impatience or let it possess you, because it's repress, heal, or be possessed by it. Those are the three things. I shoot for the heal it, right? Love what rises. Don't let it run the show. It determines what timeline you're on. And impatience during a Saturn retrograde, during dark moon, with Venus retrograde and Pluto retrograde and Jupiter retrograde, backwards, backwards, backwards. Be as impatient as you like. But at a certain point, when you start choosing it that way, it's self-inflicted pain. It's like, well, I know you have kids, right? Little kids. Well, little-ish kids. I've seen pictures, right? I want to drive. I want to drive. I want to drive. Is your youngest 16? Say, no, let's drive. No, honey, you're not. But I want to. I want to. What if he just screams at the top of his lungs every second until he's 16 years old? That's why I don't have kids. Just the idea. Oh, no, I'd be in prison. No, no one can deal with that, right? Yes, don't let it run the show. I think, well, the ego would think that we are in the worst possible one, but I got to be honest with you. Are you? Have you lost anybody due to the current crisis that's going on? Do you have a roof over your head? And I'm not trying to guilt you into anything. And this is for all of us. This is all stuff we can be considering during this dark moon. As intense, what if we're all safe and we have food and clothing and shelter and everything that we need, not everything that we want, so that we can do this work? Just as important for the psychological and spiritual well-being of humanity. As important as those who are doing what they can, first responders, doctors, nurses, the psychiatrists, the psychologists, the social workers, and the counselors. Oh my God. I don't know if any of you watch Cuomo. I do. Well aware. They were well aware that the spousal abuse and the drug and alcohol abuse was all going to skyrocket. And of course it has, right? And that's fine to be silly. And believe me, I was raised by a very dark humor family. Duh. I mean, it is so baked in. Like, okay, I'm going to tell you a really funny story, and then we'll do our meditation. But this is a really funny story. Back in the day, in the 80s, yeah, I think it was the late 80s, early 90s, around there. Was I with my first husband? I might have been at the time. I don't remember. My mom at Christmas would make this thing called a truffle loaf. Now, if you, not mushroom, but like chocolate truffle, like I love a good chocolate truffle. You know, the lint ones, the little round ones, and the little cellophane thing that you bite through the harder chocolate, and then there's that soft, mushy stuff. So she would make like a loaf, like a truffle loaf. It was about that. Like it was like that, well, about like that, right? Of dark chocolate, so good, not a mousse, it was solid. It was like chocolate butter. That's the consistency of it. Maybe a little harder than that. She would refrigerate it. And she would make this from scratch, a raspberry sauce. I guess that's what you would call it, right? And she would dribble it over it, or, you know, she would serve it without the sauce, and then you could put your own. It was so delicious. My brother Matthew, Scorpio that he is. All right, I need to get this out of the way. So, you know, you pass your plate, and your plate would come back around, and you take the little tureen and little gravy boat of the sauce and put it on, and he would start cutting up. I'll never forget this for as long as I live. He looked down and went, "Call 911." Such a visual, so dark. The whole family bust out laughing. Like from the oldest to the youngest, we all get poo humor in my family. Call 911, right? It was just like this. That makes that's in the DNA. That dark bathroom humor. It's just woven. And oh my God, it's just the fun. Melchior, you be careful there. The door is blowing open because of the wind. 2 days ago, it blew open. He ran out and he freaked. He wanted back in. So there's nothing wrong. See, when the humor rises like that, that means something shifted, something healed, because humor, the best humor is seeing from the soul's point of view how ridiculous this all is. Right? The hypocrisy of it, the paradox of it, and it's soul laughter. I thought you'd find that funny. They're really funny. You called 911. My brother Matthew is so funnier than I am. Like, you think I'm funny? He's just darker. He's a Scorpio, right? Just the funniest thing ever at Christmas. I mean, I think, like, I forget who else was at the table, but there were like people in their 80s that just lost it. We all laughed so hard. I'm sure the depends were depended upon. But so of course that's organic, right? It's different than being that sarcastic, snarky, looking to make fun of something, what do they call it? Depreciative humor, self-deprecating humor, putting other people down. Now, look, I love me some Bianca Del Rio. I love Don Rickles. So Bianca Del Rio is like Don Rickles in drag. Better looking, but and by the way, as a guy, I think Bianca Del Rio is just a very, very handsome man. I find many of the drag race queens very handsome as men. Sorry. Well, Bianca. And if you have not seen Hurricane Bianca yet, what are you waiting for? The sequel's better though, because Katya's in it. And I love me some Katya. Defecating. Yeah, defecating. Okay, D. You see, so that's also Dark Moon, right? And that's the relief of it. It's all in there. So what is in your personal survival guide? It may change every Dark Moon, but I know rest is a big one. Like, you maybe don't want to sleep for 3 days, but if you gotta, you gotta. Try and avoid the excess sugar, all of the repressive substances, suppressive substances, right? Too much sugar, like you got to eat, right? Too much coffee. Caffeine's my drug. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, so all I got left is coffee. Drugs, alcohol, all that kind of stuff. I mean, what is the drug I have in the house? Oh, I've got some Dayquil and some Alka-Seltzer. Ooh, you can't really get wrecked on that, right? And over the counter. So, this is stuff to really kind of integrate over these next few days. Think of it. I just saw Rickles in Kelly's Heroes. What a cast. I love Don Rickles. I love an insult comic, but he would always be the first to make fun of himself, right? And Bianca is very much that too. So the humor is part of it. It's just when you find yourself going back to it repeatedly instead of dealing with and feeling what you're feeling, there's a lesson there that you're going to have to learn. And Dark Moon, I'm just saying for myself, it's rest, it's hydration, stay hydrated, element of water. Cry all you want, you'll pee less. Well, make sure you're drinking water, that you're getting your electrolytes, that you're eating somewhat healthy if you can, that you are not binging on anything. That I know, like, binge has become, like, binge watching, it's still an escape. And maybe when the world settles down, we can do that. Like, I cannot wait for the next season of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I know a lot of witches don't like it. They tend to be Wiccan, whatever. I think it's hysterical. I love that stuff. I have a sense of humor for it, right? I've been to hell and back so many times. I have the River Styx speed pass. So, oh, and if you have not seen Martha Stewart roast Justin Bieber, it's on YouTube. Oh, trust me. I laughed so hard I cried. I met her twice. She's a lovely woman. She's actually not as stuffy. That's like, I think, a character she plays, but whatever. I love her. But that's the thing. Love is the answer. Love yourself. Love what rises. So how about we end this with a little bit of a meditation, just a calming thing. We're not going to hopefully bust out in tears. It's almost noon where I am. I got 3 videos to do today and others to edit. So let's take a moment and just do something to soothe the nervous system, shall we? Close your eyes. Get comfy. We're not going too deep. We're just going to rest. I want my table pillow. Table pillows, a new thing from Drawing the Circle Productions. Pillows for the table. Breathe. Oh, some nice full deep breaths. Snuggly wuggly. Oh. And as you close your eyes, externally, allow your inner eye to open and scan what your nervous system might look like, as if it were highlighted in a color. I don't know, white, yellow, blue, green, whatever color you want to see it as, but as that, like tree roots, like roots, right? touching every cell, pretty much, every piece of your body. And as you breathe, inhale with the divine feminine, everything that your nervous system needs. And exhale everything divine masculine, anything that is ready to pass through and move on. Be released. Inhale. Exhale. Divine feminine. Divine masculine. Mothering yourself. Fathering yourself. Divine Mother. Divine Father. Goddess. God. Yin. Yang. Receive. Transmit. Absorb. Release. Embrace. Let go. Digest. Excrete. Ebb. Flow. And there's the balance we seek. And we are that child, that still point, that gap between the inhale and the exhale. So that the nervous system can release, can let go of some of that inflammation, the air, the breath, the spirit, the chi being the ultimate anti-inflammatory. The more aware we are of the breath, the more we are in the present moment. The more we are in the present moment, the more we can sense what's rising up within us. The more that we breathe in the present moment and are aware of what's rising up within us physically, emotionally, mentally, psychically, spiritually, the more we can allow it to be, give it the room, the love, the acceptance that it needs so that it doesn't have to cling on to us. That it's not so much that we are letting go, is that we are being let go of, as it does what it came to do. These emotions, these feelings, these impulses, these energies are making their way back to source through us. So if they're not all our own, then what a gift we are giving to all of life, as well as what a gift we are receiving for the room that is made within us for more light to come in. Our own scaffolding being built, our own nervous system, our own circuitry being purified, healed, refined, so that we can experience more bliss, more joy, more ecstasy, more truth. And it's all a blessing. We breathe blessings in. We breathe blessings out. We breathe blessings in. We breathe blessings out. We breathe in everything we need for this moment. We breathe out everything that's ready to go for this moment. And though that is happening every moment with or without our awareness, it certainly is more efficient when we are aware. So since we can't be aware of it every waking moment or sleeping moment, we can certainly take the time out to breathe, take the space, take the time, and rest. The 4 foundations of self-love. And in that, We respect what we're feeling, we acknowledge what we're feeling, and we welcome what we're feeling as it passes through us. And as you are ready, take a few deep breaths, wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, and as you are ready, make your way back into the room, allowing your eyelids to be the last things that move as you open them outwards into the room. And Guido Juice, I'll be glad to discuss this with you, but not here online because it's really blowing outside and I've got an orchid in a pot out there that needs to come in and a kitty cat that's about to bolt out the door. So if you would like to email me at drawingthecircle@gmail.com, that's DrawingTheCircle.com, or find me on my Facebook. Find me on Facebook, Mark Angelo Lyons, Holbrook, New York. I'd be glad to give you comment on that. But I could tell you this, in the time that we're going through, whatever gets you through the night, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah. It was my pleasure, my friends. Thank you so much. Do check out the stuff, the meditations that I'm putting out. It's free for all. So I have a free for all. And we'll see where I am after doing the work that I got. I'm going to get those 3 videos done today. Don't know how long it'll take for them to upload. Oh, right. Worked a song lyric in. But there you have it. Cool. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed. And Guido Juice, love the name. Find me on social media and we'll talk. All right. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of the day. I have to go rescue my orchid. Hail, farewell, and blessed be. Mwah.